Supermoon Tarot, and in today's video we're going to be finding out what is going on in the situation. This is a great general idea because it's a simple question that's basically asking for a lot more subtext than the one question. Why is it happening? What is exactly being accomplished? Why are they doing it? Motivation, understanding, where is the subtext of where they'd like it to go? This goes for anything from relationships. So if this is more of a relationship situation for you, it's covering that. It's covering maybe you're just having an interaction at work and you're trying to understand where am I going next with this? Maybe you're just trying to figure out who's saying why and what and for what reason. Whatever it is, hold the idea in your mind. You're going to pick from one of these groups, group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you a moment to pick the group that you resonate with most. Now that you've picked your group, let's get down to business and find out what's going on. You can go down to the description for your designated group and its marked timestamp where you can skip ahead to that. But let's get started with group number 1. Group number 1, let's find out what's going on in this situation by looking at the cards. We have your oracle card, the drum. We have 9 of Cups in reverse. Page of Pentacles upright, 4 of Swords in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse. Ooh. Okay, let me just check in for subtext with my spirit guides to make sure all is well. Okay. Let's get into this. So first I see here in the Page of Pentacles, you're being presented with an offer from someone. I was trying to ask more specific questions if this is closer to being like a romantic offer, like going out with someone, or like a huge gesture, like asking someone to marry you or something like that. But they said it is too big of an idea that in all of these situations that can range from anything from romantic to like a business proposal to someone asking, hey, can you do this favor for me? So just keep that in mind. It is a concept of being like, hey, I'm making this gesture to show some sort of closeness, but also like, hey, would you like to do this thing with me? Would you like to form this coupling, whatever it may be? Now, here's the thing though. The offer does come with a catch. That's what's being presented over here in the 9 of Cups in reverse. Over here, we can even see some more detail with the cloud. They will present the offer as super, I don't want to say like idyllic, but they're like, no, I'm being straightforward. This is just what it is. It's a great offer. Whatever you want, like this is what you want. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love this. I'm telling you the truth. This is the whole offer. But if you notice, what they're not sharing is kind of hidden behind a veil of like dreamy, high expectations, you could say here. But here's the thing. You're being suggested with the 4 of Swords in reverse to wait it out. Not to say no to the offer, but make it clear that you feel that there is some subtext they're not saying to you. You're kind of aware there's a catch, and you're basically putting it out there, and no matter how much they're being like, I don't know, it's really good, this offer could go away, you're just kind of sitting there streamlining and being like, nope, I didn't say no. I know you want me to take this offer, so I'll wait, but you're not presenting the full thing to me. What are you not telling me? I'm not going to give you an answer until you tell me what's going on. Now here's where it gets vague. But I'm happy to say it's nothing to be too concerned about. Because with the Hierophant in reverse, this is the type of concept that's more asking you to check in with your comfort zone. So with the Hierophant in reverse, it implies that the catch is an unconventional concept. It's something out of your comfort zone you wouldn't normally do. So this would be a moment to maybe you initially hear the catch and it kind of shocks you, or you're like, I don't know, I've never done that before, I'm not sure. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad offer. We even get that confirmed even more in the picture in the background with the Four of Swords. The way my spirit guide is putting it is that just because it looks like there's these little, we'll call them like teeth, I don't know what to call them, teeth, and it looks like it's dangerous to go through either one of these options. Imagine one option being the one that you say no to it, and it's this feeling of like, oh, but what if I don't and I miss out on this opportunity? I kind of like the opportunity. I'm not sure about the catch, but the opportunity is still good. Will I regret that? That's sort of the danger and the feeling of missing out. And then the other side is like, yeah, but I don't know about this catch. It's so out of my comfort zone. It's not what I'm feeling. The way my spirit guide put it is, who says you can't move around and easily fit in between those and not even get hurt or be in danger in the least going through those obstacles? It doesn't mean there aren't the slightest bit of feeling of obstacles in the sense of it's reasonable that you're sensing some form of resistance. You're seeing logically there's a reason why you're saying no, but who says you can't dance around that idea and you can't make your way through it and squeeze through the cracks unhurt? So it has sort of a positive feeling despite the initial look of the situation feeling like, oh, I don't know. But the reason why I said it's very vague is when it's the Hierophant in reverse, this is just you checking in and saying, nope, at the end of the day, I know who I am. I'm sorry, but this just isn't in my wheelhouse. But then on the other hand, you might go, well, maybe this is my opportunity and I'm given this chance by the universe. Again, we co-create with the universe. You attracted to yourself an opportunity to do something a little different. Maybe it's not even at the end of the day. So like, let's say this was a relationship related situation. Maybe they were like, hey, would you want to try this new thing? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe it's not so much about trying it and then getting closer to this other person, but understand something that you really enjoy that you might end up bringing into another relationship and having a better, stronger experience with another person, but you wouldn't know that version of yourself and be able to deepen your relationship in general with anyone if you didn't try it. You see what I'm saying here? Again, it's still at the end of the day up to you, but just don't necessarily count it out just because it is so out of the box. And the last thing over here is with the drum. So the drum is being referred to as the idea of going into a trance. It is used as an instrument when people are like journeying and stuff to get into that trance-like state. Now, when we talk about trance, we want to talk about the idea of being very laser focused, but relaxed. My spirit guide said this is the energy you want to bring to the situation. You want to not allow yourself to get worked up and be like, no, I'm not going to budge and freak out. You want to take a breath, be very focused on this idea. It's like you can almost sense right behind them, you'll get your answer, and you're just going to relaxingly sit there and kind of give this aura of, I got all day. I can wait. I've got patience. This will pass by soon, and you're going to be relaxed, and this sort of energy is going to speed up the process of you getting the answer you want. It's going to be more relaxing for you to get it, and when you then receive the answer, it'll be easier for you to process. And you will also realize the lesson within itself of realizing you have a lot more power. You just need to know what frequency to get on. And it seems like you should definitely take this concept moving forward. So when you're out of the situation and you want anything, you kind of set that intention out to the person you're interacting with and yourself. Hey, this is my intention to receive this promotion. Hey, this is my intention to get the truth from you. Hey, this is my intention. I'd like to date you, whatever that may be. And you sort of set it out there, you stay laser focused, and then you just relax. No attitude, not like, yeah, I can wait. You want to be like, this is the thing I'd like. I'm willing to wait. And you just kind of show that you're not going to back down, very chill, very relaxed. When you get on that energy frame, it opens up a lot more for you than you even realized you needed and you wanted and you're going to enjoy. So I'm very excited for you. I'm very curious what this catch is because it's not necessarily being presented in a negative fashion. it's being presented in a fashion that might make you go, whoa, 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 whoa. But we see that you can overcome it, and it will give you something else in the long run. So yes, open mind, open heart, focused, chill, but definitely don't get sucked up into the song and dance of distraction. So please let me know in the comments below, what is this option you've already been presented? Have you already seen the catch? Are you already in the midst of this? Or do you sense it's coming around the corner? I'd love to know. Also, consider giving this video a like and a subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I am wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And let's get ready for group number 2. Group number 2. Let's find out what's going on in this situation by looking at the cards. We've got your oracle card, the Earth Keeper, the Fool card in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse, King of Swords upright, Ace of Swords in reverse. And give me one moment to collect all of the info. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, that's so interesting. This is exactly why I like working with different tarot decks. Okay. So initially, when we go over this situation, you're going to be like, wait, what? But hold on. It has a really happy ending. And we're going to talk about why it is important that you're going through this situation, the information you collect, and then turn in your favor. So just kind of brace yourself initially. It's not bad. But we're gonna make it through a more positive scenario by the end of it. So in the beginning, we have the Fool card in reverse representing you, and this other person in the King of Swords upright. So it appears there is a decision you're making with this other person, some sort of interaction. It could be romantic, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a business situation. It could be anything, but it seems that you're sort of investing yourself in them. They're sort of the dominant, unmovable person. They've made a decision, they've got a plan, and you want to sort of hitch a ride because you enjoy their energy. And we're going to get into more specifics of that. But this is a risk. You're aware it's a risk. You're not unaware. And you're still trying and choosing to be connected to it because the temptation is too strong with what is being represented in the King of Swords upright. And we do have confirmations that this is a risk in the Ace of Swords in reverse. We're going to get there in 1 second. Now, another way this is a risk is it appears there's this feeling, and this is what my spirit guide's saying to me, this could either be your intention or a subconscious intention. There appears to be such a grand amount of investment in this other person and the situation they're working on, the situation you want to be a part of. It's too much of what you have to offer on somebody else's plate is the best way I can put it. So not only is this a risk, and it's not a risk you should go into, but you're investing too much and you're going to lose too much by approaching it in this manner. Now, in the King of Swords, I'm happy to say this is not a dubious person. There is nothing bad that they're intentioned for you. I'm happy to say that. But we want to talk about more of what they represent and what you are either consciously of. Okay, I'm hearing, sorry, my spirit guide's like, oh, they're conscious. I was going to say subconscious, but conscious of what you are kind of, why you're drawn to them. And this is important where we're going to go towards the end of the reading. In the King of Swords, this is somebody who, the way my spirit guide said it, and I think it's so interesting due to the imagery going on here, is that this is a person whose logic and their mindset on a very mental level rather than an emotional level is their logic is completely invaded their mind in a good way. They're very straightforward. They're very clear cut about what they want. They make decisions for the greater good. They make very intelligent decisions. But I want you to pay attention here that these greater good decisions, especially when we have the imagery over here, pretend you're this poor little guy over here not getting the better end of the stick. The greater good is not about purposely sabotaging you, but it's not the greater good for you. It's the greater good for them, the scenario for others. You're not meant to be the one to benefit from it. And you might get kind of caught up in the crossfires unintentionally. Again, they are not trying to go after you, and this is not their goal, but you're attracted to this like energy and this mindset. This is someone who knows what they want. They've just got such a confidence behind it, and you want to connect to that version of yourself that's like, yeah, I'm intelligent, I'm trusting in what I have to offer, I'm book smart, I'm logical, I feel very connected to it, and I'm sure of it. And we're talking on a very, interestingly enough, primal level. I feel that intuition feels very primal. When we're talking about intuition being more of an emotional thing, it's like sometimes they're making decisions that it's not that they read a book and they can refer back to the book and be like, that's why I'm making the decision. It's like they just know it's the right one, but they are making it for very practical reasons. And that's really kind of what you're vibing and what you want to go towards right now. And you should. That's not being discouraged here. But here's the thing. In the Ace of Swords in reverse, I absolutely love the scenario. Oh, actually, before I get over here, hold on, we're going to come back to this. Let me focus on this first. This is more important. So the Three of Wands in reverse is sort of the wedge between the two of you. And this is fantastic. This is actually something you have personally created and attracted in your life, interestingly enough. It is your inner defense mechanism trying to help you out. You know it's a risk, and it's trying to prevent the risk from fully forming. So when we have a Three of Wands in reverse scenario, this is when communication just isn't really going through. This can be anything, and my spirit guide confirmed this. This can be anything from a phone call that's not fully connecting to maybe there's just a full-on misunderstanding. They're not totally grasping what you're trying to express, and maybe it comes across as if they don't care, but it's just they don't fully grasp what you're saying and they're more focused on their activity. There's some sort of communicative disconnection, but this is meant to be. You're putting this up here, you're trying to slow yourself down, you're trying to create a wall to discourage the two of you being together. I also want to point out the imagery here with the moon card and the bat. So the moon is the representation of your intuition working great, but you're sort of throwing that inner gut feeling out the window and keeping at a distance, and we see the repercussions for that. But I also want you to now more migrate over to what's going on over here with the bat, the Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Earth Keeper. The bat is able to see in a way without eyes, a different way of seeing. We talk about how bats use their sonar. They make that cute little squeak in order to release a sonar, so it bounces off, hits the object of their desire they're aiming for, or an obstacle they're trying to avoid, and that's how it comes back and tells them that information. It's a different way of navigating the world. There's a different way you can navigate and get this characteristic you're sort of attracted to, or not sort of, you are attracted to, and you want that within yourself. You want to encompass it for your as a being for yourself. Sorry, I'm trying not to be redundant. So with that different scenario, we have the Ace of Swords. So the reason why I really like this as a representation is normally the Ace of Swords would be, this sword would be upright, and it would be like a thumbs up of being like, yep, this is a new mindset, this is a good road you want to go down, this is a good idea, go for it. But if you know it's in reverse, and that implies it's not this person, this pairing, another confirmation, not meant to be, don't go down this road. But the sword is still upright. So it's like the idea of wanting to reach this is good, but if you notice, it's not working too well out. And also imagine this, the imagery of you, and being like, oh, this isn't really working out in my favor in this particular scenario. So the idea is good, but again, with the bat, I'm going to see if I can find it somewhere else. Now, over here is the final uplifting thing, and we're bringing it all together. The Earth Keeper is the idea that you have done such a great job mastering and taking care of the area that you were in. You're ready for bigger things. So it's like you've mastered your job, you've mastered that idea of that relationship, whatever. You're ready for something more serious. You're ready for bigger, better things, because you can now trust that you can bring the traits you've brought into your, smaller versions, you become a big fish in a small pond, and you're ready for the big ocean. So one, this is a compliment on you're more capable than you realize. This idea that you want to kind of be a part of is not out of your grasp, but also it's the reassurance of why, and this is why I think this sort of you're being kind of pulled away from this person, and why it would have worked out why wouldn't it have worked out with this other person? Because you were meant to do it on your own. The warning would have been like, if you get it from someone else, that's implying you can't trust that you have, okay, so this person found their own intellect and logic on their own. So did you technically. Why can't you just replicate that again for the next level? Don't allow yourself to be dependent or think you have to get it from someone else. You can do it on your own as an individual, and you're meant to gain that sense of identity empowerment through that method. This is why it's a risk to go with this other person. Also for unforetold, chain of events working their way out. But when we look into the universe of why didn't this happen? This is why. So essentially what we're going on here is this sort of not some sort of disconnect. You're not sure why things aren't going through, whether this may be emails to them not understanding you. Disconnect is you protecting yourself. Let's take that intuition that's working fantastically, take all that investment you're ready to make and put it back in yourself, but definitely find what you're looking for in another scenario. Still reach out. Go beyond your small situation. This doesn't imply you're not ready for bigger, better things. Go try that bigger and better thing. But this is not the case, point, and scenario. You now know what you want. You want to be someone really confident and clear cut and know what you want, and you're really intelligent and bring that sort of energy into different things you're doing, but look for it somewhere else, and look for an opportunity where you can exercise learning it by performing it yourself. Rather than seeking a mentor, you're just in the moment. You know how sometimes you just have to learn on the job? It's very much that situation. So I'm excited for you. A situation that could not be great, you're going to be totally saved from, but being in it enabled you to better trust yourself and understand what you do want and find it somewhere else. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below, what have you felt like you already mastered and you're now reaching for in the next step? I'd love to know whether this may be a more serious relationship, a business situation, whatever that may be. I would love to know. Also, consider giving this video a like, a subscribe, hit that notification bell. I am wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And let's get ready for group number 3. Group number 3, let's find out what is going on in this situation by looking at the cards. We've got our Oracle card, Earth, upright. Knight of Cups, upright. 5 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups, upright. And Ace of Wands, upright. Okay. Give me a moment. I am just looking at this. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is totally my jam. Okay, first we have Ace of Cups. This is just straight up a relationship type of thread. Does it have to solely be romantic? Okay, so they said so this is a general reading. In most cases, this is a romantic relationship. So anyways, this is a new romantic relationship. And can this also be for couples that are hitting a deeper level of romance? No, new couples. Okay, so this is for new couples. So in this particular case, go ahead with the relationship. It's a good idea. Give it your all. Give it your, there is an intense amount of focus I'm picking up, especially in this imagery, but in energy feeling. you're really intensely like, okay, I'm giving this my all. I want this to be serious, and I am going to give the other person a lot of my time and energy and consideration into my schedule. So that's wonderful. It's something that's going to be a bit of a learning process, though, which is really beautiful. So first off, in the relationship, something that's really important you're going to focus on is approaching matters, whether this be a difficult, fight, or maybe you're just trying to figure out what's the best way to approach having a fun date or activity with the spirit, mind, or body. I'm going to explain what this means real quickly, because if you notice, they're not growing roots in the ground, they're growing it in the sky. This is what my spirit guide said, their spirit mind. So what does that mean? If you watch my spiritual talk videos, there's a whole playlist for it. This is going to make a lot more sense, but I'll give a quick overview. You are sort of functioning as a person between your physical body, mind, body, and your spiritual body. This also goes for physical mind, mind, and spiritual mind. This gets a little confusing though, because physical does not represent your physical body. It represents the idea of survivor instincts, your gut reaction to things. And then your spiritual mind, which these all three are meant to work in tandem, but the pilot needs to be your spiritual mind, spiritual body. When you are really connected to that, when you approach situations, you would come from that sort of higher self perspective. So this is about slowing down no matter the situation, taking a deep breath and seeing the bigger picture and saying to yourself, is it worth yelling at them? Or do I need to take a second to either look in their shoes and see what's going on, or know that when I approach it, it's not about yelling or not yelling at them, but understanding, am I communicating my idea in the best possible way, so at the end of the day, I feel like I said everything I need to say, not out of just frustration, spitting out, like, did I communicate it to the fullest, and maybe give them some leeway and understand their perspective. It's about, seeing the bigger picture, coming from a more emotionally mature place, slowing down, understanding when to compromise, but understand, and this is something that I think is a beautiful lesson for people to understand, coming from your higher self doesn't mean being walked all over. It doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean being constantly compassionate, constantly giving out your time and energy. You are still within that, spiritual mind, spiritual body. When you say, hi, I love you so much, but I'm going to need to set boundaries. Or I love you so much, but it's me time right now. That doesn't matter what the reaction is. That is a very healthy way of approaching it. And it's good to know when you need to say, hey, I need to lay down the law or separate stuff. It is not bad to do things that are not obviously good. Again, good and bad is I don't usually like to use that terminology, but it's just easier to convey the idea. You get what I'm saying here. So you're going to be growing spiritual mind and body roots by exercising that constantly in this very focused relationship going forward. That really comes into play when we have these two important cards going on over here with the Five of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Cups upright. See, the Five of Swords in reverse is about you finally making amends with the past. Now, I did double check and ask, is this referring to a past relationship? And does this mean that this other person is like, that you're starting a new relationship with is someone you previously dated? They say for some scenarios, so if that's you and this is someone you dated before, this can directly refer to them. But my spirit guide says this is more like an overall, anytime anyone's ever wronged you. It's about not reacting from what you've experienced before, but slowing down. And by making amends, you're saying, yeah, I know someone did me wrong before, but this is a new scenario. We're starting this fresh, either with someone old or this is a new relationship. Let's not keep repeating the pain someone put upon you, but make amends and go, okay, I'm going to let go of the past and instead come from a place of going, yes, that happened before, but how would I have responded if this didn't happen? what are the other possibilities that could be the truth? Not what did happen in your scenario, because that's only one way that happened to you. Didn't happen in every single scenario. Even if you had something bad happen to you, like maybe unfortunately you always got cheated on, that doesn't mean it always happened in the same exact manner, the same exact time. There's always still a different scenario going on. So this is both in the moment saying, I'm going to choose not to keep projecting this memory over and over again on this person. But also, I'm going to make amends by, again, coming from that spirit mind, spirit body we talked about. You could think of it as connecting to your higher self and growing a deeper relationship with yourself and this other person by practicing that. But it's also important to pay attention to that idea and not simultaneously get lost in always healing yourself, because you'll miss out on what's going on in the Nine of Cups upright. I see in the long-term future this beautiful scenario where they regularly are the ones, this other person, reaching out to you, letting you know how much they care about you, really going out on a limb to go, hey, what's up? I care about you. This can be by verbally letting you know how cute you are or how much they admire you, to, showing a gesture of being like, hey, you want to hold hands? You want to do this? Whatever that may be. And if you're so lost in taking care of old wounds, then that's you're basically retelling yourself, oh, I have wounds. Oh, there's something wrong with me. And it's about sometimes realizing, is that happening right now? Is this a way I could make amends by reconnecting with what's happening at this very moment? Not about shoving it deep, pushing it away, but realizing, am I just retelling myself a story over and over again that it becomes the predominant thought in my mind, and I'm missing out on the present moment. So again, yes, it's about coming from that higher place, not projecting what's happened in the past, and finally in this relationship, using it as an opportunity in the moment to exercise letting it go of whatever's ever happened. And I want to be clear about this. This doesn't even have to be past romances. Maybe you had difficult in general relationships with friendships, family, whatever, and no longer bringing that sort of social interaction into what's going on over here. But also being aware that this wonderful gift's happening. Sometimes you're taking opportunity and growing and learning, and sometimes you're letting it all go and enjoying the new memories that are being built. Over here in the Earth Oracle card, this is interesting because it still does apply to this situation, but this is sort of also like general stuff you want to focus on. This talks about focusing on natural gifts or things that come easy to you. So in the relationship, maybe it's very easy for you to, like, something that you can accept easily is if they go out and they, hold your hand, you just kind of get lost in that moment. If that's easy for you, focus on it more. If you feel like it's really easy for you to find the good in this other person, give that even more attention. Whatever comes to you in a manner effortless, give that more attention. But I was being told by my spirit guide, you also want to simultaneously really focus now on asking yourself in life, are you someone that communicates well? Is there a skill or a hobby that you just kind of are good at? It's about not only giving that more attention, but learning, and this is like the big thing I'm like energy-wise picking up, no longer apologizing for being good at something. No longer trying to bring yourself down to someone else's level just because they're not there. Now, we're not talking going on a bragging parade, but sometimes it can feel self-conscious to be like, oh, I just can do it. It's just easy. And you start to make excuses for yourself and you're like, oh yeah, you're slowing down unnecessarily something that you've been given like an extra, an advantage in life. That's how I want to put it. So it's about fostering it, letting yourself easily build up an ability that you've always maybe taken as a nonchalant thing and not realizing how much you can utilize that in other areas of your life and really grow it. But gain confidence and allow yourself that you have something worthy of feeling confident about, and allowing yourself to no longer apologize and kind of just openly be like, yeah, it's just, it's something I'm good at. I'm very appreciative that I have it. And yeah, it just comes easy to me, and allow that to be your new narrative. So yeah, really just ultimately very positive relationship, all about growing, not only from the past, but a new version of you. This feels I'm surprised we didn't get the death card, like really, talking about, rebirth and regrowth. It feels very transformative and beautiful. And again, give yourself credit where credit is deserved. So again, let me know in the comments below about this new person, the ways you're already exercising that higher self version of your self in the moment when it feels too easy to give in to that sort of guttural physical body, physical mind reaction where you just want to defend yourself. How do you take a moment and breathe and then think through it? And I would love to know, what are some like natural gifts of you? Because I read all the comments. I like totally see my repeats. I love you guys so much. I always recognize you guys. So please share your like natural abilities and gifts. Maybe you guys can like get to know one another in that kind of way and be like, oh, can you teach me that? Anyways, also consider giving this video a like, a subscribe, hit that notification bell. I am wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing the next one. And let's get ready for our final group. Group number 4. Group number 4. Let's find out what is going on in this situation by looking at the cards. We've got Oracle card Eagle upright. Ooh. These are the same. Well, they're not the same, but like they are. We'll go into it. The Moon card upright. I already got a feeling of what's going on. My like third eye's buzzing. We've got Page of Wands upright, 7 of Wands upright, and 9 of Cups upright. Wow, this is a very meta situation. Yeah. All right, let's get into this. This is a super like magical and positive one. You're gonna love this reading. Okay, so where do I want to start? Okay, let's start over here with the 9 of Cups. So it appears you are currently being offered or about to be offered this situation, this opportunity, and almost feels too good to be true. You know, it's like a big deal. But this person, the way it's being offered to you, feels scary. It feels like there could be risk involved. You're not quite sure how you're going to vibe with this other person, what it's going to mean. It feels like there's a lot of cons or risk related ideas in your head, and you're not quite sure. But I'm very happy to report that with it being the 9 of Cups upright, it is that good. It's the wish card. You want it. You get, not just 100% of what you want, which is already good. You're going to get 130% of what you want. And it just appears like it's in a scary package. Pay attention to that idea. Because over here in the Moon card, it appears that you don't have the full grasp of the concept and the offer being presented to you. We understand what you're sort of, missing, which is seeing on the other side past the scary exterior. But the Moon card's interesting. It's not the idea that information's going to be revealed to you because it's a secret. It's like there's something greater. Once it's revealed to you, it will help you better understand yourself and how you see situations. It's got very much that magical vibe behind it. It's more than spiritual. We're getting into like psychic territory of like reading energies and being able to understand how to navigate those psychic abilities. We're going to be coming back to that concept in a moment. Hold on to that idea. Now, you might say to yourself, well, okay, we know you're going to get what you want, but how do you feel more comfortable receiving it and kind of flowing and then going through the process of getting to it and then obtaining it? Because that's the main thing. You're going to accept it, but you'll be like, oh, it's still freaking me out. I don't know if I love this other person I'm working with or this other situation. I don't know. The Moon card is the mystery of understanding the entire concept as a whole, and you're going to have the solution through the Eagle card and the scenario going on over here, which is really fun. So you're sort of like developing abilities and getting everything you want. I love this. So the eagle card suggests you to simultaneously be someone who's able to take a bird's eye view. They fly up in the sky. They can see their prey from a distance. And they have this simultaneous ability to see all of the land, everything going on, the whole picture, what's being offered to you, where do they work, how does this help them, everything going on. But that bigger picture is being presented over here. We'll talk about that in a second. But then also is able to see all the little details. They can see from a distance where their prey is going, what it's doing from miles away. So it's both being able to see the bigger scenario going on and all the little details, what it means in the grand scope of things, but what is the small minor lesson in this moment, the future, the present. So we can get bigger about this or more detailed about this. So this is a situation that's going on right outside of your scenario. This would be something you'd be able to observe. It appears two people are interacting with each other, and one person has a much more intense hostile energy. And the other person is calmly handling it well, but they're sort of kind of vibing the other person out and studying their energy and trying to be like, what am I being presented here? They're really intense. They're very extreme. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting yelled at, but we don't have anything wrong between the two of us. What's going on? And they're observing it. Notice how that is a reflection, not unlike the moon reflecting. This is again when we get to the whole psychic ability thing. We're going to be getting into what this all means. Not unlike your situation. Somebody being wrapped in a scary package, but has something magical to offer. This person, obviously this is more of a metaphor, but if we're looking at this picture, this being can fly. They can go up, down, left, and right. They're not caged to one specific location. They can come across as very big and intimidating, not to project being mean, but they are able to present themselves in an unapologetic, grand way. There's a sense of expansion and growth behind them. And they have this to offer, but because the energy feels foreign and maybe even daunting, it takes a second to evaluate it as a whole, just as you're evaluating the bigger picture of what's going on and the small details. But the bigger picture is also looking around you and realizing, and this is where the psychic abilities come into account and how you're developing and exercising them. Being able to witness that things around you are mimicking your situation and learning from them, realizing how you're attracting them around you, but they don't even have to be happening to you. But it kind of is your way of being able to step outside your situation, like the universe is giving you an example of your situation right in front of you in a different form, and you can look at it and go, well, now that I'm no longer in this situation, I can see what's going on here and how it's going to work out, and I can see this, this, and this. But being able to realize that and be that self-aware in that kind of way and be connected to the universe in the way is a form of psychic abilities. So you're gaining this great sense of intuition, awareness of the world, how you function in it. You're developing an ability to both see the bigger picture, but also what you're learning in the moment. You're not too sucked in, but you're willing to be open to have someone take you to the next step. You're learning to look past what's initially being presented in front of you, because it's not here. This is not the position where it's about having more compassion and not judging a book by its cover. It's more understanding that maybe what you're being presented to you is not what you would expect, but that's exactly the point. You're receiving what you need. So being able to see all of these things and practice this will help you uncover the mystery, the bigger picture, as well as the details of the full scenario going on here. So not only can you trust going forward, yes, this opportunity is worth going into. Yes, it's going to give you everything you want, but it's going to be more fun and learning. You're going to learn a bunch of abilities like we talked about over here, but in general, your interaction with them, it's just going to be a nicer experience. You're going to grow and get everything you want simultaneously. And who doesn't love that? So please let me know in the description below, the comments below. Do you already have this ability of noticing the universe reflecting itself outside of you? Are you already noticing those signs? Is this an ability you're already exercising? I'd love to know as well. Also, consider giving this video a like and a subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I am wishing you the best. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.